My name's Trent. I'm a chemist. This is my younger brother, Troy. Merely a biologist. And we are the Bourbon Brother Whiskey Nerds. Folks, happy Wednesday.
It's Wednesday,
We love our Wednesdays here on the Bourbon Brother Whiskey Nerds because that means it's time for what, Troy?
What you drinking Wednesday?
And today we're drinking some Larceny some Larceny Barrel Proof. Larceny Small Batch, also a good product. This is Larceny Barrel Proof C923. This is one of those releases, Troy, that sort of falls into an interesting space in the industry.
Yeah, it's a seasonal release. I think it's released 3 times a year.
Right.
Which is relatively seasonal. They've gotten a little long in the tooth, I think, in the broader whiskey community. It probably need to trim them back a little bit more.
A lot of those releases, like Booker's, would be a good example.
Yep. And even Elijah Craig, which is the same distillery.
Right, because this is a Heaven Hill product. This is obviously their weeded mash bill. This is a weeded mash bill. The the Heaven Hill rye mash bill is the Elijah Craig mash bill. Right. A lot of their products fall into that rye mash bill, but a lot of those products, because they have gotten more expensive.
Yeah.
Like before we had the channel, when I got into whiskey, when Troy got into bourbon with me, these were $50. You could find Larceny for $50, a barrel proof. And now you can pay $80 real easy.
Generally, I see them in fine wine and good spirits for right around $65-$70, which I think they're broadly worth it.
It's not a terrible price.
Some of them are.
But like lots of things, they've gotten up in price, and I think the shtick is wearing a little thin. And so the folks at Heaven Hill, much like the folks at Jim Beam with Booker's, would be well served to maybe rethink things, do things differently. That said, the Larcenys do not sell for the same price as the Booker's. It's almost a factor of 2 in some places, because you can pay $130 for a Booker's real easy. We don't pay that much. But the Larceny Barrel Proofs always seem to deliver on the same general tasting notes, right? Where I think with Booker's, there's
a lot more batch-to-batch variation.
There's a lot more variation, right? Like some of them are incandescent, and some of them are sort of like meh, and you're like, I spent, $80 to $120 on that. I spent a bill on that whiskey. It feels better when you're spending $60, $70. But in any case, Larceny C923.
C923, 126.4.
Well, that's what these things do give you, for you proof hounds out there. They give you some bite. They give you some booze. This is more than 2/3 alcohol. Oh, baby. Oh, my gracious. Well, it ain't hiding the proof, at least according to my nose, but
it's not hiding the proof, but underneath of there, that traditional weeded mash bill, and we say this often with weeders, I'm getting cinnamon.
Cinnamon. It's by far the best note.
It's cinnamon and honey wheat bread.
I love weeders. Maybe even more than Troy, but that's not completely true, because Troy's all about some weeders.
For me, Larceny Trent is a mood pour.
That's an interesting statement.
It is. It's a mood pour.
I am getting some lovely char.
Yeah, that's there.
A barrel note, some oak, and then the sweetness is very well developed. I often on Larceny's, you're right about the cinnamon, by far, just a great note. Marshmallow. Yep. So a really well developed sweetness. It goes beyond brown sugar into molasses and marshmallow, and that smokiness, like a toasted marshmallow. Right? Which lots of people enjoy, especially if you're into your marshmallows like carcinogenic, right? Where you burn them.
Carbonized.
I personally do not do that when I'm roasting a marshmallow, but that's just me. You do you. I'm a libertarian. But this smells dynamite.
Yeah, and the nose on this is really inviting.
It really delivers a lot of depth. I don't remember these being as complex. There's a lot going on in here.
Really decadent. Trent is right about that smoke note. There's an underlying sweet oak. I keep going back to honey graham cracker. And
wheat bread is good.
Wheat bread is good. And cinnamon.
I want to say 68.
There might be a spark of apple in here too.
Oh, that's a great note. I got it too. There's like a fruit but is it like a pear or an apple? It's not a citrus, because I don't think it is. And it's not like a berry. That's a heck of a good note.
Applesauce with cinnamon dust.
Well, an apple cinnamon, that does not sound terrible, right?
No.
That sounds pretty good. So
almost like apple pie.
Apple pie is a great choice in mid-season form.
Because you're getting that caramelized sugar going on in there.
Mm-hmm. With like streusel on top.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Crumb topping.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm hungry. All right. You know what? I'm going to drink this whiskey, and it smells pretty good. Folks, if you haven't had this, go get some. Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
The mouthfeel is there. Really nice. Almost syrupy. Very sweet.
Very viscous. Leans in the sweet side. The back of the palate transitions to a big burst of that cinnamon note that's on the nose.
Yep.
And then it intermingles with the oak. These aren't exceptionally old, 6 to 8 years. Probably leaning towards the 8.
They're not age stated, but I mean I think Troy's probably right. I don't think the player here is oak. There is an oak presence, but it's not the dominant star here.
The mouthfeel is nice. It's very unctuous. It's very warming.
Warming is a good word. The other thing that I like about this finish is, you know what it is, Troy? It's that word whiskey people hate.
Smooth.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. It's warming and smooth. It goes back, I want to say there's like almost a bready note on the finish. It leans back in.
Like a sourdough yeasty.
Yeah, there's something happening there that is really interesting. It just drinks real well. This is one of these things that crazy people like us, and I'm more than willing to put Troy in this category as well.
Yeah,
crazy people like us who have lots of whiskey sort of forget they have and drink it again and realize that it's pretty darn good whiskey. You buy this for $65, you're not mad at all. This drinks real nice. Real nice.
It's elevated. It's a wheater at a high proof, which can be a little challenging to
right.
find.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
yeah, no, that's true.
It's got nice upfront sweetness. It leans on the bolder side, on the bolder spectrum.
I think that the sweet note at the beginning was really nice, leaning into those sweet caramely, vanilla-y, and I'm big into that note with wheaters, especially. Maker's Mark presents.
Trent likes the wheat and the wood.
I love that, and this is not a woody pour. Not a
no,
woody
it's.
pour.
I don't think it's as oaky as some of the Maker's Mark.
Oh, by absolutely not. This
whatever's
this does not
profiles.
Taste like Keepers or anything like that.
No, or the Stewards that I have back there.
No.
It's definitely different. It's not as fruity.
No.
I
I don't think it's as caramely, but
I would agree with that.
But it does present really nicely, right? You know what? That would be a fun blind if you blinded, because this would be higher proof than like Keepers. I don't know. I'm probably going to pick Keepers over this. I probably would. I think Keepers is just that much better. But this sits in a nice range in the market, right? Like, because Keepers would also be more expensive.
Yeah, they're pushing $80.
But if you're into wheaters and you're drinking Maker's Mark or Maker's Mark 46 or some of those products, or you need, when you feel like you have a little extra bread in your pocket, when you're planning that guy's weekend or something, maybe you buy yourself a Larceny Barrel Proof. Because all of them deliver what I like about the series. And this is what makes it different than Booker's. And this is where Booker's gets itself into trouble. Is they all present a little similarly. There's so much more variation in Booker's.
The fascia.
Right.
Connective tissue.
It's there.
Yeah.
Right? All of these, marshmallow is always a note we get on these. Cinnamon is always a note we go.
Yeasty
the graham cracker, all of that, all consistent.
Yeah.
Whereas Booker's can be like one of the best 25 whiskeys you've ever had, or sort of a disappointment because you paid $100.
It's kind of mad.
Right?
You're just like, why did
I paid $100 on this?
It's
It's kind of a disappointment for that much money. These don't disappoint at the price range they're at, even though they've gone up $15-$20 in price.
Typically when I pour this, Trent, this for me is a Friday night pour.
Oh, yeah.
And I pour myself a solid 2.5, 3 ounces. And then I sit with it. And I cook dinner.
And you nurse it.
And I nurse it.
We had this conversation off channel not all that long ago.
I just pick notes out.
That Troy and I do not come home. Definitively do not come home and pour whiskey after whiskey after whiskey every night of our lives.
We are working men.
Right? Like that is ridiculous.
No.
Right? That don't do that. It's a bad way to go. That is a bad recipe for success in life. But what we do is when we come home, we pour ourselves something. And while we're cooking dinner, we nurse it. And I did that the other day. Now, as it turned out, I did a stupid thing. I poured something too high proof. And I hadn't eaten much that day at work.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
But, so I only had one pour that night, and I was feeling all right. So there was a little extra spice in the chicken that night. But in any case, but this is a good, you know what it is, Troy? It's just a good pour. It lives in a space where you could compare this to now I think it would lose to this, but you could compare it to a Knob Creek 12 because it's in the same space.
Yeah.
In terms of price.
Yeah.
It would be higher proof, lower age. Right?
A fair comparison.
It's just a special elevated pour, right? It's elevated. That's the good word for it. You know what your extra money is spent on.
If you're intimidated by the 126.4 proof, just put big Cuba ice in it. Let it dilute down a little bit for you. I just added a couple drops of water because I'm curious what it did to it.
Oh, those sweet notes and that.
It brought out the cinnamon. Yeah, it brought out the cinnamon.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
It tames some of that proof down.
And again, I was talking to somebody, I don't remember who it was, it's not important, about putting, they were asking me if I take my whiskey neat, and broadly the answer is yes, I do. I don't make cocktails, Troy's the cocktail maker.
Oh, yeah.
But I do sometimes add drops of water, and by drops, I was telling this person, I mean 3.
50 microliters.
Right, yeah, you're really, oh, there you go.
I just said microliters on the channel for, I think, the first time ever, and I am proud of it.
The 5 viewers that got that, we love you. Because you are nerds. That's awesome. Convert that to something. I was writing a question about that for my students for next year. In any case, I'm moving on. You know what? That's a good question. How many nanoliters are in a microliter? We'll see if the freshmen can do that next year. We'll be on their freaking quiz. Hopefully they don't watch the channel. In any case, folks, I think we've done all the damage we can do. This is a good product. It's just good product.
Stuff, and Trent is absolutely right. I tend to forget. I think I have 3 or 4 of them sitting in my collection. I tend to forget about them. I need to let them out and see the sunlight every so often.
Well,
because they're really, really good.
Off channel, before we had a channel, we didn't blind them, but we compared a whole bunch.
We did,
and it was really hard because, as Troy likes to say, the fascia is there. Yeah. There's a connective tissue.
There is.
A lot of the same notes are there, and there's some comfort in that. You know you're not going to hate it. Whereas if you buy a Booker's for $100, and I'll use that as an example, because that's what it is here in Pennsylvania. Fine wine and good spirits, God bless them, they get Booker's with relative availability. I see them on the shelves.
Oh, yeah, they're
with frequency.
That's one of the other things I want to
But they're a bill.
These are more findable than they were 18 months ago.
Oh, without a doubt.
They're sitting on shelves.
Without a doubt.
In Pennsylvania.
They
are sitting on shelves on shelves in Pennsylvania. You can probably
find it.
So.
And it's not as expensive either.
Yeah.
You could never do that with a line of Booker's. They would taste so different. Now you could pick a winner, and that winner would be a darn good whiskey. Probably better than this. But those other ones would be more expensive and not as good as this. And so it's an interesting player in the industry.
It very much is.
So Troy and I don't dig on Heaven Hill products, but I've never had a product.
Well, and you have a Larceny small batch.
I've never had a problem with Larceny.
It's a pick.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
It was $30. Boy, that sucker hits. It's 90 proof. I drink it all the time.
It's good stuff.
It's the world's best first pour of the evening.
Yeah.
It is the world's best first pour of the evening. That's what I use it for. I pour my Larceny pick. I don't have as much left as I would like, but we'll move on from that. And
we buy whiskey to drink with on this channel.
Yeah, I was telling somebody else about that off the channel. No, I do not run a museum in my liquor cabinet.
No.
I buy whiskey to drink.
I buy guns to shoot. I buy whiskeys to drink. so. America!
That must be the news, folks. This is Dan Rather and Peter Sawyer reporting for the Bourbon Brother Whiskey Nerds. We've done all the damage we can do, folks. Seriously, like, share, and subscribe. Good product. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. And as we like to say, please, whether it's a Wednesday or a Friday, join us for Fresh Crack Fridays, too. They're a riot. Always. Drink what you like.
And like what you drink.
We'll see you next time,
Bye,
folks.
everyone.